Hey guys, it's Aries from Kaleidoscopic Tendencies. Today we are doing an astrological reading for the full moon in Scorpio. So the full moon coming up here on May 5th is the flower moon, and this is also going to be a lunar eclipse on that day, which is all really a good time to reiterate, revise, and restructure and understand our intentions behind our manifestations. What we will be able to release and, shine light upon to sweep away any energy that's preventing the sun from truly shining on this energy for its evolution, to blossom, to flower, to really radiate and shine its own light outwards in authenticity, in beauty, in love, and true expression. We are currently amidst the Mercury Retrograde, and this is I think, a very dense Mercury Retrograde collectively, and you may be experiencing some inner conflict, inner turbulence, a lot of understanding what it is you truly want, understanding how you truly feel, clearing away and setting intentions and boundaries with any energy that might be trying to infiltrate the mental plane, and really structuring yourself an intention behind your communication skills. And so with this full moon coming up, the flower moon, the full moon in Scorpio, this is going to help you really create structure around how you show up for the world around you as your authentic self through your self-love, truly embracing the depths of self-love and compassion for yourself, and that way you can really express who you truly are outwards. And this is all a very strong portal energy manifesting period to learn through the disciplinary experience how to come out on the other end in evolution and, transformation, allowing all of this energy to let you truly blossom, bud the flower, expand, and shine in your authentic truth. Before we get into each astrological placement, I am going to do a random page pull of this book, The Return of Collective Intelligence by Dyer. I think this is a really good way to bring the aspects of collectivity of things and energy past, how isolative these things can be. When we have a lot of universal solar astrological events happening, we tend to fall into a more isolative pattern for ourselves, especially with Mercury retrograde. And it's important through this time to see the collectivity of all of this, see how this is working for us as a community, and doing the random page pulls will ensure to bring you into a space of clarity and not feeling so alone through this time. And it will also help you see deeper into humanity and how things work as the whole mesh of us together as one. Thank you for being here. You're welcome to scrub through the time bar to find your astrological placements, whether this is your sun, moon, rising sign. Welcome to read through or watch through all of them for your placements and see how they correspond. But I'm grateful that you are here, and welcome to your readings. Hello Aries, and welcome to your reading. Whether you are a sun, moon, or rising placement of Aries, this is going to be for you for the full moon in Scorpio on May 5th. This is called the flower moon. So this is, as a full moon, going to be all about what you are currently releasing in order to truly blossom into who you are, what your intentions are, and what your heart and soul needs to truly thrive in your authenticity. We are going into a lot of, blockages and things that are being purged out for this time for yourself now. And it seems like Aries is relatively going through possibly some anxiety with the Mercury retrograde and, communication issues and stuff like that, but all of it is leading to your highest timeline. I hope that this reading gives you a good message to remain productive and true to self, and let go of the things that are, you know, stirring you up and causing any sort of conflict. That way you can truly shine and embrace the fiery, passionate individual that you are. Aries is a masculine sign, a Mars sign, and so masculine energy is all about endurance and putting the foot to the pedal, being the action-oriented individual through a fiery, passionate, go-getting energy. And it's all really beautiful, the energy that I'm already receiving from you. I have your pile here. We're going to start with reading a random page from The Return of Collective Intelligence by Dyer, and then we will get into the reading. So for Aries, random page pull. Okay, we got 204 page. We are going to start here. It's kind of cut off a little bit. Expanding the circle. There is, amidst the ruins of everything destroyed by progress, which is itself henceforth in ruins, a quest for lost truths. Chaos re-envisions ancient wisdom in a brand new form. It is possible that we can shift our perception to embrace the self-organized and chaotic whole. As it draws us back into its magical embrace, the circle expands to show us the circle of time, linking not only elders to youths, but us to our distant ancestors and our future descendants. Evolution could never happen without our ancestral anchor to the earth, and it may be only an illusion anyway. What good are our highly developed intellects today if they've eclipsed our hearts and are being used to invent new ways to harm instead of heal? I think right now you're going through the trials of judgment as well, what I was sensing, and the idea of you truly deciding in your heart what is false, what is truth, and how you act out of your moral principle and how you embrace love, honestly. If time is in fact circular, progress is illusionary, and back is where solutions lie. If the path to collective intelligence goes in a circle, it's no surprise that our remote ancestors should be the ones to usher us into the era of meeting ourselves again. We must take a great spiritual step backward, says Credo Mutua. We must embrace the original view of creation, that everything around us is a part of one great interconnected whole. According to Morin and Kern, all that is essential in thinking punctures history, retroacts on the past and all the way back to the point of the origin, and carries us beyond the future. So everything is cyclical, everything is a cycle. Aries, I think you are relatively close to mastering some sort of cycle within your life in order to truly embrace a self-proclaimed path. Embrace your individuality, embrace the passion that is leading you forward, in which case this is going to reflect something ancestrally throughout time within the past, but this is also relative to your own timeline, your own life. Going back in time, whether it be into childhood, into, your adolescence, leading into all the different stages of age and life that you have lived. You're learning from all of these cycles, and you're deciding who you want to be as an independent, in your own maturity and in your own authentic self. What your heart and higher self is really driving you to embrace within yourself as qualities, as strengths. Even if this world may be wanting to portray those things as weaknesses within you. So let's get into your reading. I have the bottom of the decks laid out in front of me here. And it's kind of giving me the idea of what you are going through, what you are awakening into, and what type of traits within you that you want to release, because it honestly seems like you're tired of maybe being bitter. And that's okay, okay? No judgment with that. But it looks like you have a really good moral compass that drives a sense of your own judgment outward in the way of seeing things clearly. And you might be coming on to a lot of individuals or energies within life right now that you disagree with, that don't have the type of heart that you see that they can have, that you have, that they should maybe be choosing for themselves. And you've led a long path in this current time to embrace the light within you, and you only hope for the best for the rest of the world around you. But now's a time of separating yourself from that. And I think that's what you're going through, to truly know and understand who you want to be and the light that you are, and kind of building the stages and receiving the internal guidance to know how to be proactive with your healing, be proactive with who you are, and how to move forward and truly embrace your wings with this. Your deck here, or your pile here. The first card we have is Lord Shiva, Transcendence. Rise up, honor your inner force, steps are being given, and dance with the universe. So we have Lord Shiva. Radha, Soul Flame. Rediscover a lost part of yourself. Experience relationship harmony and healing. Odin, Psychic Insight. Your third eye is open. See truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. Those are your Ascended Mastery Oracle cards. In the Angelarium deck, we have Chakma, Right Eye Wisdom. We have Zadkiel, Angel of Mercy. We have Kushiel, Angel of Punishment. This is a very good card. And we have Angel of Night, Lelio, Angel Layla. To me, this personally represents the higher self card. I'm also sensing that there is energy of either Lord Shiva or Odin that reflects character traits of your own soul, your own higher self. And as those are different cultural gods, deities, ascended masters, they relatively serve a similar purpose as one another. This Angel of Layla could be a feminine energy within you that has done a lot of healing work within themselves. Whether you're female or female, male, if you have a more dominant masculine energy or more dominant feminine energy, gender roles aside, this is all about the balance of your masculine and feminine internally. I think you've done a really good job of healing both sides of those spectrums. You've really leaned into, you know, sort of embracing more deeper depths of your higher self, but also the aspects of the dark divine feminine, the aspects that believe and work with the energy of protection. Being the light within the darkness is a lot of what this card and this angel represents. Kind of illuminating paths for other individuals and hoping for the best, and also learning how to veil yourself and others in a protective, loving space. And this is a general reading for the Aries astrological placement, right? So of course there's going to be a lot of you, but relatively I'm going to keep this general for you guys. So that way, you know, we can stick to how these tie to all of you as an astrological placement. But let's continue. We have the Queen of Wands in tarot. We have the Sun. We have the Three of Pentacles. The Six of Swords. This is beautiful. The Two of Pentacles. And Judgment. This is stunning. Okay. And then in the Shamanic Medicine Oracle deck, let's get into your cards with this one. This is more of the deep, ancient, ancestral type energy, the natural energy of the earth. And I love how I feel like these are really going to correlate to the message we had in this book about the cycle of life and everything happening in seasons and cycles, and, you know, returning home to ourselves, whether that be through our ancestry, the depths of that, through ourselves into our inner child to seek answers in our higher self, the seasons and cycles of living. So let's get into them. Great Mystery Trust. This is very manifestive, and this is also very releasing. I think all of this energy, I believe that you know what you want to manifest for yourself, and you also understand what you have to release to get there. I think there's a couple little tips that I can maybe help you with through that process, but relatively you're remaining very optimistic through this time. You might be a little frustrated, but allowing yourself to come and be in the present moment, especially if this reading is able to help you with this, is going to help you regain the spark of passion you have behind this transition, behind this transformation, this maneuvering energy that you're doing. So we have the Great Mystery Trust, Medicine Wheel, Continuation, the Cycle, the Circle, and Tree People, Sustenance. This is a lot of gateway energy, manifesting energy, portal energy. In which case you are manifesting. Okay, let's go into the message for you. So, Lord Shiva, transcendence, rise up, honor your inner force, steps are being given, dance with the universe. Radha, soul flame, rediscover lost part of yourself, experiencing relationship harmony and healing. And Odin, psychic insight, your third eye is now open, see truth for what it is and follow your intuition. I really see that you're going through, you know, times of possibly trial with the people you choose to be in relationships with, whether this be romantic, whether this be family relations, whether this be friendships. You're coming to a point where you're really organizing and reiterating your structure and understanding behind what a true relationship is. You're choosing to believe in genuinity and chase a timeline and world that serves you in reciprocity with this. You're a very loving, caring, compassionate, fiery energy that provides a lot of love for your people. And you deserve that love back, right? And so right now, again, that trial period where it's now your time to decide who gets to continue to be in your life and who you need to part ways with in order to truly embrace the love that you deserve. With Lord Shiva, he is the god of the underworld, right? He is someone who serves the idea of medicine. The underworld is relatively misunderstood. But with Lord Shiva, as a medicinal energy, he is able to teach the medicine in all things, whether they be perspectives, whether they be objects that have possibility of teaching us, plant medicine, animals, all sorts of things. He also teaches the difference between medicine and poison. And within your life, I think in the aspects of this current situation for you, you're going through a time where you're understanding what relationships within your life are medicinal for you and which ones are kind of leading into a more toxic or poisonous aspect. For lack of better words, the idea of what isn't serving you in health anymore. What your mental and emotional capacity can withstand, and choosing to break ties where necessary. With this Radha soul flame, rediscovering a lost part of yourself, experiencing relationship harmony and healing, I really see that as you trusting that there are healthy, reciprocating relationships out there that are meant to be in co-creation with you, in collaboration, in connection. And I think you truly believe in being in harmonious connection with yourself, with other individuals, the world around you. And it's really hard to embrace the idea of those things when you're displayed with a lack of balance, with a lack of harmony within these areas of life. And so, you know, you may even had like a harder come up either with family or friends that kind of reflected a more like toxic aspect of this type of dynamic or connection. And so now you're choosing to embrace the truth behind this and move forward. And because of that, because of your wish and desire to really connect yourself with the truth behind things, you're opening up your third eye, you're opening up your intuition, and you're allowing it to be your guide to help you truly find and plan from your intuition how to make this transition, how to make this transformation happen for your highest good. And I think also to leave situations without creating a lot of destruction as you do so. So with this Chakma, right eye wisdom, and this Zadkiel angel of mercy, I saw that as you've done a really good job of learning from your path, learning from your life, learning from your relationships, learning what it is you want and learning what it is you do not want. This is again that circle, that idea of continuation, of evolution, and, you know, breaking the cycles and embracing the cycles of continuation that can spiral out and serve you in an evolving way. You have this wisdom, learned a lot from past experiences. You're allowing all of the things that you have learned from to finally emit through you and create this path based off of the wisdom that you have gained. And with this mercy, I see that as you're not stark with your wisdom. You're not hateful or ill-intentioned with what you have learned. You're actually relatively optimistic. I think you've grown a lot of empathic abilities through this. You've relatively been an empathic individual your entire life, and you want to offer mercy through this process of transition. You want to offer mercy to the world around you. I think this is really saying, allow yourself to embody and embrace that mercy for yourself. Allowing yourself to take the softer approach upon your movement, your transition, your navigation through this. And don't feel guilty or hold on to any sort of worry or guilt that other people might want to put upon you for choosing better for yourself, for breaking away from things that don't serve you anymore. You're parting ways in a very loving, graceful, compassionate way. And it's also important through that time to remain to your boundaries, remain to your values. And that's why you're choosing to do this, because you're recognizing where you deserve better, where you deserve more, where you deserve harmony and love and reciprocity and balanced or equal passion, true connection. And that's what's important to you. And it always has been important to you. And so now you're truly taking that into your own hands to go seeking for and removing the things that are preventing you from accessing this. Again, this Crucial Angel of Punishment card, this is a very good card, okay? This also ties with this Lord Shiva card. Crucial Angel of Punishment, and then Leliel, Angel of Night with it. We have these two cards. This represents the energy, universally, spiritual guidance, any sort of energy that you are connected with, that serve you in spirit, that is protecting you, that is helping you maneuver through this. And with this Lord Shiva, the medicine or poison, your guides are defending you. And karmically, if someone allows you to move forward, then that's good karma for them. But if someone's preventing your evolution, someone's preventing you from truly embracing who you are, what you need, and not treating you correctly, then they might get a taste of their own medicine with this energy, right? Allow this to happen. Take mercy upon the situation, of course, but allow... Don't get in the way of karma. Let karma unfold where it needs to, because karma is lesson, and everything is medicinal, right? Everything has the ability to teach you something. And so karma is very medicinal, and some people need to go through things in order to truly understand and align themselves to the purity of their higher self, the purity of who they are. And because you are doing this, you're truly aligning yourself to your potential, true to your strength, to your heart, to your truth. You're leading by example by doing so, even if other individuals don't relatively understand this as you do it. Later down the road, time tells old truths and expresses the teachings that it needs to. With tarot, the Queen of Wands and the Sun, this is a lot of lioness energy, okay? There is a very courageous, again, that sparky, passionate, fiery energy that you hold. There's a lot of divine feminine in here. There's also a lot of divine masculine within this. I see this as the internal divine feminine within you that is manifesting, that is discovering, that is allowing yourself to see and illuminate and understand right now and be empathic within yourself. There is a masculine guide or even masculine parts of you that is hearing the feminine within you and nodding their head in agreement, saying, I will protect you and I will help you get through this. So whether this be someone in your life, whether this be a guide, or whether this be your internal masculine, it's important to let those energies both work the way that they need to, allowing the masculine to support the feminine, allowing the feminine to choose what is right within the situation, so that way the masculine can help. Whatever that is internally you. Back to the cards. This Queen of Wands energy and this Sun. This is all about structuring yourself, being confident and calm within the chaos that this transition is unfolding with. You're doing a very good job remaining grounded. You're doing a very good job of embracing your values behind this whole thing. If you're learning more about manifestation, if you're learning more about spirituality, if you're learning more about maybe a certain aspect of, you know, a craft that you're doing or a creative pursuit that you're getting into, and the outside world isn't accepting you for who you are within this area that you're within, you're mastering it. Your inner feminine is mastering it for yourself. And because of this internal structure, dedication, practice, and learning, and gaining the wisdom through this, you're mastering your skill set. And this is allowing the sun to truly radiate in abundance upon your path, of course, but deep within your soul. I see it as whatever you are doing here is allowing your soul to really expand and illuminate through you. You're allowing yourself to shine your light in passion. It's really awakened a deep trait inside of you that knows that this is something that you needed to connect with the entire time. This is something that is going to yield you a lot of abundance and fulfillment for your soul, for your heart, for your emotions, for your creative fulfillment. And you're really allowing yourself to walk with that in confidence and grace and even empathy, and allow it to bring you all of this happiness, holding this wand, holding this mastery that you're really developing behind this craft. With this, we have the Three of Pentacles and then the Six of Swords, telling me that you're really being recognized for this work. You're really being recognized for who you are. I think that this could also potentially, as this is a Pentacles card, lead you to a space of being recognized for who you are behind this work, which will in turn yield you a material or financial outcome. There we go. Connecting with this is allowing you to truly be seen. Connecting with this in confidence and in truth, and disregarding any sort of judgment that comes behind this, because you're recognizing how fulfilling this is for you. You're allowing that to truly be seen now. And this is divinely guided. The Six of Swords represents divine guidance. This represents the internal part of you that tells you to keep going, to move forward, to give you guidance and steps along the process. And you're also being recognized in spirit for your work that you are doing behind this, and you're being seen in a very high regard, in a high light with this Sun card, which is in turn giving you a pursuit of divine guidance because of your dedication and passion behind your connection with this. You're allowing it to truly create momentum. You're allowing it to truly create and expand passion. And it's time now to embrace the road where it's going to illuminate the most beautiful world for you. And being that this could relatively be tied to relationships is going to lead you to the ones, with this being also a manifestation, that you're clearly healthily sustaining these crops to yield a healthy harvest. You'll be able to obtain the right community behind this, who will see you and value you for exactly who you are and exactly why this means so much to you. And they will be able to see value behind this work as well. The next card, we have the Two of Pentacles and the Judgment card, okay? So the Two of Pentacles and Judgment. Two of Pentacles is all about a financial or material decision. This in upright, I see this as either something that you have done or something you're coming on to doing, making a very beneficial financial decision for yourself. And this could represent some sort of financial sacrifice. It's going to yield you long-term success. If that is the case, I highly recommend that you embrace the idea that short-term sacrifice is worth the long-term success of this endeavor, whatever it is that you are doing. But embracing the decision upon this, because this is going to transform you. Judgment is all about awakening, transformation, shedding the old skin, shedding lies, allowing yourself to embrace this glowing, beautiful, fresh rebirth that you are manifesting and coming upon. Your manifestations are literally clearly working out so clearly and well, and it's because you've taken the time to make the process clean for yourself and healthy for yourself. You've really learned self-discipline through this time, and it's creating so much wisdom within you to not just do this for yourself, but I also see at some point you want to be teaching others how to do this as well. And even if you don't truly consciously know that, subconsciously, somewhere you know it's going to influence others. And this is all tremendous. You're truly evolving with all of this work. You've been through a lot and held patience through so much of this process to truly embrace the awakening and shifting and beautiful harvest that this is yielding you. I may have repeated that a few times, but the message wants to come out strong, and it wants you to truly sit with the energy of what you're doing and the value behind why this is so significantly important for you. Allow yourself even time to meditate and just sit in the energy of gratitude and purity behind how well you have worked at this. Congratulations, I'm really happy for you. Okay, the Shamanic Medicine Oracle deck. We had the Great Mystery Trust. Again, we have this courageous lion energy, okay? And this transformative butterfly. But Great Mystery Trust. This card is all about manifestation, divine timing, trusting in miracles, trusting in your soul, trusting in your higher self, trusting your navigation, and trusting your divine spirit team 3333. Embracing your ability to trust, because your ability to trust is the ability to love. And you also have a high capacity to be able to trust individuals and yourself even, or, you know, your craft, your pursuits, whatever it is, you are able to know how to trust and how to love. You are gifted with a deep capacity behind that. And you also help a lot of others learn how to do this for themselves. This could relatively be something that you may have developed trauma behind, because people may have abused your trust. And they may abuse your ability behind this through gaslighting, manipulation, whatever, to keep your eyes shut behind truly seeing, because you trust. You choose optimism, and this is why you're breaking out of these old cycles, these old patterns, these, you know, old energies that you are parting ways with, to embrace the new energy, because your trust deserves reciprocity. Your trust deserves to be served validly, embraced with safety and expansion, honestly. But yeah, so the Great Mystery Trust card, we had the Medicine Wheel continuation and Tree People Sustenance. You have mastered your cycles. You're coming onto a point in life where you're really mastering knowing the cycles of your life, the cycles of your highs, your lows, your strengths, your weaknesses. This could be ancestrally as well, but you're really learning how to embrace the depth of walking this wheel in honor for yourself. You've mastered this wheel. You've gained so much wisdom through walking this wheel. And now it's time to expand through this wheel. Let it start spiraling out. Walk you into the trees to, metaphorically or literally, however which way or depth in which energy work works that you want to hear this. You're walking into those trees in order to walk through the portal that will lead you to your highest timeline. Okay? Portal energy. Walking into trees, a forest. The energy that resides within a forest space, within a cluster of trees, holds a lot of energy that pretty much whatever is in your intentions or on your mind when you are walking in them, walking out of those is going to really solidify a manifestation that you are working on. So it's important to be mindful of what is going on mentally and emotionally when you go into them. When you go into trees to seek healing, you're going to yield and leave that space, accumulating the learning for the healing or doing the work while you are in there. You know, if you are holding like ill intentions when you're going into them, you're going to walk out of that portal of trees with karma that you're going to have to clear in order to learn and remend your karma because of the ill intentions that you had. It really just depends on, you know, what you're doing, what fuels you, what drives you, and you've mastered a lot of that. It's not like you are walking into the trees to, you know, seek destruction. Maybe destruction of an old way of living through the hands of mercy, right? But again, Lord Shiva, medicinal, learning, and karma. While you are healing with this medicine of learning, this medicine of obtaining so much wisdom through gained experience and mastered experience and true intentions at heart, you are yielding a successfully awakened outcome for yourself. And it's very mature, and it's very optimistic, and it's very graceful. So experience your own grace and embrace your heart and your true desire behind this. And I'm very proud of you. Keep going. If you would like to book a personal session with me, I have my links in my bio somewhere. My bio here on YouTube. I would love to do personal sessions. I'm just advertising this now because I haven't previously. But I do offer personal sessions if you'd like to go deeper on a personal level. But overall, I'm very grateful to have you here. Thank you for joining us for this full moon in Scorpio reading. And I hope that this flower moon truly helps you blossom into the radiant, abundant nature that you are. Hello Leo, and welcome to your reading for the full moon in Scorpio. This is the flower moon, and today we're getting into the energy of what you are going through as far as the Mercury Retrograde, what's coming up for you for the next full moon cycle, and what you are manifesting and releasing any obstacles of in order to embrace your truth, your blossoming of the flower that you are, and really radiate through the fiery, passionate, courageous energy that you hold. This is all about authenticity and really aligning yourself through proactive thinking and intention to gain what it is you really want, gain what it is you really desire, and what will bring you to your highest timeline of fulfillment. Your energy of your reading, I have your pile here, seems very strong and possibly very vulnerable for you, but I welcome you into this space for healing and safety and trust in knowing that whatever is in store for you is going to bring you so much fulfillment and happiness, regardless of whether the retrograde or this time right now is making you feel. There may be some sort of energy around maybe having a hard time with trusting that any sort of outside influences truly see you for your true intentions. You might be questioning who really has your back and who doesn't, right? And right now is a really good time to experience and embrace healing and allow, as a fire sign, you know, the fire to really come into your field and help you heal and come back to your soul and center and love for yourself, your courage, your strength, and your passion through this season. You relatively have a very strong intention to build something. I think you're coming onto some sort of material or financial process, right? The bottom of the deck in tarot, we have the Knight of Pentacles. You're on this pursuit of building something under material or financial structure, and you're choosing now to be really intentional about this. I think this is something you've been manifesting for a long time, and now you're finally, you know, really taking it in your hands to put action towards it. And you might have some worries around that. And so this is hopefully, I hope to bring you a lot of healing through this message, so that way you can truly embody your intentions and the beauty behind this explorative adventure that you're going on. We're going to start by reading a random page from The Return of Collective Intelligence by Dyer, and then we will get into your cards for you. I'm gonna move my iPad out of the way real quick because it's shaking. My ring light. Okay, random page of The Return of Collective Intelligence for Leo. Okay, we have page 196, and hopefully this will help you gain confidence around this endeavor, because it seems like right now, Leo, you might be feeling relatively alone, and so it's important to understand the larger picture of how beautiful this is, but also help you understand that there are others going through a similar path, and you all as a group are uplifting each other through choosing productivity, through choosing to be proactive about this and to truly embrace the drive your soul has to achieve this. And whether, you know, this be mutual or this be completely different subjects beneath you guys are all linked through collective consciousness, collective energy. And so being able to reflect this, especially as this is a general reading for Leos, I hope to help you gain confidence and strength within yourself through this, because you are a Leo, and that's one of your strongest character traits. So getting into it, this is The Return of Collective Intelligence, page 196. It says, Tom Atlee of the Co-Intelligence Institute reminds us that wisdom is the ability to apply our intelligence with an extended perspective, especially the ability to keep in mind the big picture when we're handling the details, and to keep in mind that real lives of individuals today when we're handling the long-term fate of the whole system. God is in the details and in the whole, whether you believe in God, the universe, whatever. We are wise when we think historically and take into account future generations. We are wise when we think holistically and systematically and attend to the interconnectedness of everything. We are wise when we recognize and creatively work with the ambiguity you know what I'm saying, complexity, paradox, mystery, and change that are inherent in life. We are wise when we can consider a situation from both inside and outside all relevant viewpoints. We are wise when we are humble and good-humored, which you very much are, Leo. There are many ways to be wise. All involve expanding our appreciation for what is involved, of our own limitations, and of our own place within this world. None of these ways, of course, is available to even the smartest machine. This is empathy. The first thing missing if you take a robot is the companion. The first thing missing if you take a robot as a companion is alterity, the ability to see the world through the eyes of another. Sherry Turkle points out, without alterity, there can be no empathy. Without empathy, there can be no wisdom. Without wisdom, there can be no love. And without love, there can be no empathy. Empathy, wisdom, and love are vital links to the circular chain of consciousness that only we, not machines, have created, and which so urgently needs to be repaired in our techno-smitten age. The sacred is also missing from the technology path. The cyber enthusiasts actually resemble old paradigm scientists in their refusal to make a place for spirit in the machine-dominated worldview. Sorry, I stumbled around reading that so much. But the aspects of truly embodying and embracing the wisdom that you are, because your wisdom comes through your love. Your wisdom comes through learning from a diverse range of experience in order to know a proper direction through intelligence. It comes from your compassion and empathy. And Leo, you at heart, you're a strong, passionate, fiery lover. Whether it be for your friends, for your family, for your romantic partners, for your work, you lead through passionate love. And again, early on when I was saying that you might have troubles right now or like fears around being seen outside of the intention that you hold, this is very significant to this message. It's important that you continue to do this work anyway, that you continue to pursue whatever it is that you are driving for, because I think that it relatively brings some sort of healing or fulfillment for other individuals when you can really express either this gift, this job, this, adventure that you're going on. You're doing something. And this is general because this is astrological placements, and there's going to be more of any of you that watch this. But whatever you're doing is going to provide some type of structure for another individual, whether it be one, whether it be 10, hundreds, 1,000, it really doesn't matter. This is going to not just benefit you, and it's important to not hold or pay attention or absorb any sort of energies that are trying to prevent you from seeing the empathy that this adventure holds for yourself and for others. This is really a time to just radiate in the bubble of healing fires that you are. Allow that fire to spark and ignite within your souls. If you are spiritual, work with your spirit guides, anything like that, energy work. Coat yourself in those healing fires and experience the grace behind it and receive the healing, and let yourself really sit with that. Let's go into your piles. Your pile. We're going to start with the Ascended Mastery Oracle deck, and then we'll go into the others. The first card we have here is Hilarion, Divine Healing. Honor your sensitivity. Retreat to recharge and heal. Your light can support the light of others. This is a lot of heart chakra energy. Card number 2. Radha, Soul Flame. Rediscover a lost part of yourself. Experience relationship harmony and healing. Card number 3, Lady Venus, downloads and understanding. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven in the astral realm. This card ties a lot to the higher self energy. And I think that there's going to be a lot of work with this healing of really calling in your higher self to assist you through the process of what you need to release, what you need to integrate, what you need to really allow yourself to align with within yourself, of your higher self, to really pull this off. And the cool thing about this is you're going to pull this off. This is fated for you to achieve. This is yours. And this is something that you've been possibly either working on, sitting on, or wishing on for a while now, that you're really now coming to the point of putting movement, the masculine energy, the foot to the gas, the steps in productivity to get there, and integrating the messages from the version of yourself that has reached the potential, has met the goals, has already done all of the work and achieved all of the things, and has surpassed, lived, and experienced the entire embodiment of the fulfillment of the situation. And calling in that energy to guide you, to lead you, and to provide you the fiery healing and confidence to truly embrace yourself and your intentions behind this is going to be very necessary. We have the Angelarium deck next, and the first card we have is Hod, left leg submission. Hod. We have Malkuth, the ground kingdom. We have Ramiel, angel of visions. We have Chakma, right eye wisdom. So real quick, I want to say that this endeavor, this pursuit, this adventure that you're going on, this project, whatever it is, you've been, like I said, you've been working on this for quite some time, or you've been talking about it for quite some time. This has been a dream of yours. This has been a passion of yours, and you're wanting to really go forth with it, yielding something for you and creating something very financially structured, materially structured. Again, submitting yourself to the ground, putting the foot to the action behind this work. Now, with this, you may have gained a lot of support in the past for this idea of pursuing this, okay? You may have expressed that this is something that you wanted to do, and people supported you for that. People were like, yeah, you should do that. And now that the time's coming, I'm getting the sort of energy around it that they're kind of saying no, trying to like pump the brakes on you from pulling this off, from achieving this, from you really embracing the pathway that leads you to this. And now you're like, what the heck? You feel unsafe. We have Green Terra in reverse, the Supreme Protection card. This card says you are protected, cords are being cut, move beyond limitation and trust. Being that it's in reverse, I saw that as an energy of like feeling unsafe, not knowing if this is something that you really should do, if this is wrong for you to feel like this is the right thing for you to do. it's important in this moment to feel safe around this, to receive the safety, to receive the protection. If you are spiritual and do like protective energy work or any sort of magic behind protection, if you feel like it's not working, trust that it is. A big part of protection is also distinguishing your trust behind your abilities to do so represents the strength of your protection. And so really adhering yourself to trusting that this is exactly what you need to do, that you are being divinely guided to do this for yourself. You have worked towards this for a long time, and energies trying to stand in your way will have to come to a point of judgment where they may be cut off from your life, or, you know, have to come to the terms with shifting their perspective around you doing this. This is yours, and this is something you've worked so hard for. So don't give up on that. Going back into the cards, sorry. In tarot, we have, this is good, okay? This is encouragement. This card's coming out in reverse as encouragement for you to embody the strength that you hold. This is the Strength card in reverse. King of Cups in reverse. Ten of Wands in the reverse. Page of Swords in the reverse. And I'm going to take these in the reverse because it's really saying something beautiful here. This is going to be very vulnerable, but I think it'll be necessary for you to embrace in order to truly navigate through this healing and through this reclamation of your confidence and strength behind this pursuit. Knight of Swords in reverse. Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay, all reversal cards. But this is beautiful. This really is. And I want to first say that, first of all, I see many things in this, okay? One of the first aspects of all of these being in the reverse, I see them as they're coming down to you. Your guides are showering you with this energy. They are wanting you to really embody their healing, embody their energy, their effort for you, especially working for this. If you're getting this Lady Venus cards, this downloads and understanding, deep inside is coming from heaven in the astral realm. This is a card that signifies being very connected with source energy and your guides and protection and the divine, whether you practice or not, right? Whether you believe in this or not, if you believe on energies on the other side that serve all of us individuals in ways, work with us and can help us and, you know, can guide us along a pathway, ancestrally, angelically, you're being very protected and you're receiving guidance from them, whether it's a subconscious thing that you don't know you do or it's something that you are aware of and use productively. This energy is raining upon you. And this is kind of a direct, almost kind of strict message that your guides are giving you. There needs to be a little bit more of endurance behind this work that you're doing. But again, this message is meant to bring you momentum. This is a message of fuel for your pathway. I'm going to deliver it the way that it came through. I'm just the messenger. I love you and your guides love you. And this is very beautiful. It's going to be vulnerable, but it's very deep and influential for you. Strength in the reverse. You may be feeling a lack of strength, and your guides want to offer you the strength to really be courageous through this process, to embody the endurance through this process, to really embrace the radiance and effort that you have the capacity to put forth action to yield this pursuit for yourself. They really don't want you to give up on this endeavor, and they want to offer you strength. They need you to embrace it, and they need you to really embrace the idea that you have the ability to put foot to action, to take step-by-step productive action to move this. I'm going to skip forward, Page of Swords. You have the credentials for this. You have the skill set for this. You have the intention, the mind power, all of it. You have everything you need to pursue this. Don't be afraid to pursue this, because this is very important for you. And don't let anyone think that you're not good enough. Leos, you guys tend to be very courageous and fiery and passionate and courageous. You're just courageous energies. But there's also a side of the Leo that is very vulnerable and can be hurt very easily. And that's not saying anything negative towards you. It's the idea of sensitivity. We have Hilarion, honoring your sensitivity, that is very empathic. And it's really hurtful when other people try to either tell us who we are not, or, try to attack us in either sarcastic or manipulative ways at our sensitivity. And you need to move past that ultimately and see through that clouded veil that's being pushed in front of you by others, to still see your goals and to still see your navigation. And that might be hard, but you're excellent in doing this, and you have all of the credentials you need to achieve this. So believe in that. Believe in the light. Don't believe in the outside influences or who are trying to, block your manifestations, because they're yours. So hold the strength that you are, that you have. Reignite those things, re-spark the passion behind why this is important to you, sit with the value behind it, and allow that to fuel you moving forward. Take any sort of energy that is thrown at you negatively and transmute it and alchemize it into light fuel for your forward movement. Give it reasons. Let those things represent reasons as to why this other thing is so important for you. And also see that energy as things that could be transmuted and let go of through this process. Especially as the full moon, in a release, intentionalize to disarm any sort of negativity thrown your way through this process. And assert yourself to holding trust around the divine to help you remain protected and grounded, and your soul to move forward. Release anything that's preventing you from moving forward. We have the King of Cups in the reverse and the Ten of Wands in the reverse. This King of Cups in the reverse and this Ten of Wands in the reverse to me represents either someone within your life that holds a lot of masculine energy, that doesn't bring you fulfillment, that is rude, that is narcissistic, manipulative, emotionally, honestly, emotionally immature. Okay. This could also represent your internal masculine that wants to protect your inner feminine urge to achieve this. This dream is processed and functioned and built out of the feminine energy. And the masculine energy is the one that puts action to that plan. And so this could also resemble your internal masculine that wants to really protect you through this and is scared to take the steps through the possible choppy waters that lead you to this explorative adventure that will yield you exactly what it is that you need. And so this may be some internal masculine work that needs to be healed, worked on, understood, so that way your internal masculine can subside any sort of barriers it's created around you from taking this path less traveled, this courageous, honestly, like, what's the right word? Risky. Your internal masculine might feel like this is a very risky pursuit, but it's not. You know, there might be a little bit of risk along the way, but it's still very safe. It's still very protected, and you have the credentials of pulling this off. You are not naive at this point. You've been sitting on this idea for a very long time, and now it's time for you to embrace the pursuit of it. You have accumulated so much wisdom through working on this for so long. And this, whether it be for so long or just, you know, more recent, maybe I'm getting the last couple years, you may have been more intentional about really wanting this. Trust yourself in your ability to have created all of the wisdom through the learned experience and study and organizing your wants behind this creative or whatever type of endeavor that you are pursuing. And again, to pull this off, you might be very connected to the feminine energy behind this, the astral energy, the manifesting energy, you know, the imaginative, dreaming energy behind this. You may be able to really see the blueprints, the structure, the game planning, all of that stuff around what this is going to look like for you, but your masculine energy doesn't know how to take the steps one step at a time to get there. And so doing the internal masculine energy work is going to help you really structure this. I would recommend researching the masculine energy, what its duty is within us as individuals, but also all of the logical steps of this game plan, the financial stuff, you know, the action-oriented pieces. I'm possibly getting this idea of like reaching out to either an organization or something to do paperwork, or, you know, doing the research behind where you have to go or the certain steps you have to do to achieve or obtain something for this adventure, this project, this pursuit. But putting forth the action to do this is in your hands. And whether it be your masculine energy that's having a hard time with the navigation, or it is a literal masculine within your life that is trying to prevent you from embracing the pathway to this, or possibly both, which is causing a lot of internal turbulence for you to not know which direction you're going. Cords are being cut. Let's go back to this green Terra. If that is what's happening, cords are being cut. And it's important for you to allow those cords to be cut that prevent you from moving forward with this. Intentionalizing that with the moon. Intentionalizing and literally envisioning these cords that create stagnancy, these cords that create immobility, these cords that are structured and created around fear, the dog snoring if you can hear him, allowing those cords to literally be removed from you, shed those fears, and the internal feminine within you needs to hold the internal masculine and say, I can do this. I need you to trust my ability to see behind this endeavor. I need you to embrace the path moving forward in action and trust that this can become something magnificent for the both of us, your internal masculine and feminine, creating unity and harmony and allowing you to release, to move forward. You have the credentials behind this. And if anything is trying to prevent you, your guides are on it. Your spiritual team, your etheric beings that serve you, your ancestors, however you want to see them, or even all of it as one, they've got you. They're not going to let you fall. You just have to be able to be receptive to trusting yourself and trusting this process and releasing anything that's creating stagnancy, even if these things are relatively tough. If these are things that have been in your life for a very long time, it's going to take the courage that you innately hold. That's why you are a Leo, to move forward. You've got this. And if anyone wants to stand in your way, you best recognize that those cords will be cut for you. Your guides don't fuck around. Excuse me. They want the absolute best for you. But you need to allow yourself to drink from the purified fluids and water that they are offering you. Stay hydrated. Allow yourself to drink from your own cup instead of taking your own cup and pouring it into another's, because they rely on your emotional intelligence. They rely on your ability to love deeply. Drink from your own love. Provide the love you have for others to yourself now. Other people might think that you do this too much. No, you don't. You give so much empathy that it comes time to really dive into your self-love. And because you love so hard, of course, you're going to love yourself hard, but it's important to do this a lot right now. Embrace the compassion, peace, and steadiness, and groundedness, and fire, healing fires that you provide everyone else. You make other people feel safe. Let your masculine and feminine energies internally unite, and your higher self and your inner child to unite, so that way you can feel safe in this. You have to do this for yourself. You have to do this for yourself. This is amazing for you. Okay, under Green Tarot, we have Horus, Cosmic Gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. Allow the miracle to happen. Allow the unification to happen. Allow this thing that was only once just a dream that you are now like, holy shit, this can materialize, is happening. This is a miracle, and allow that to really build and grow inside of you. Let the fire, passionate energy explode out of you, vomit, excuse me, but lack of better words. Let the fire come out your mouth and create that freaking fiery, passionate pathway moving forward, knowing exactly what direction it's going, and calling in your higher self to help you discover the navigation behind that, because that's the version of you that has pulled it off. Remember, Shamanic Medicine Oracle deck cards, then we'll wrap this up. The first card we have is Shapeshifter Perspective. Second card we have is Lodge Council. 35. Feathers Restaurants is the final card. Okay. This card, we're actually going to start with this one. This card resembles sweeping away any sort of negative energy that surrounds the situation, that surrounds you, and allowing it to be cleansed, allowing it to be healed, purified. This fire energy, allowing the flame to clean all of it, to clean your aura, to clean your heart, to clean your energy, to clean the path moving forward, to provide healing, to provide a cleansed space of clarity, to clear the way so that way there's no more muddied waters that prevent you from seeing the direction you need to go. Allow that space to clear. This card also resembles taking a softer approach on yourself and embracing the love that you hold for the world around you internally now. It's okay to be selfish, okay? I know Leos are always portrayed as like selfish people. No, you're not. You just give. You love excessively, which shows that you love excessively. You know, you provide love excessively, but when it comes to you, like, you also provide that love excessively for yourself sometimes. But it's also a lot less than what you provide for others, and people want to gaslight that. Clear that away. Clear that away. Know that it's okay to be selfish through this, because this is what you need. This is what your guides want for you. Shift your perspective around that. Allow yourself to see the magic that you are. Allow yourself to expand and see that you have these wings that can take you to exactly where you need to go. And trust the power behind the endurance. Trust the power behind the perspective that will guide you towards this. Because everything is a perspective, right? The idea of this Horus cosmic gateway, your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Manifesting starts with the mind. So if we're constantly worried about what everyone else thinks, that's what's going to manifest, right? That cycle, until we can shift the perspective into the realm of seeing it through our own eyes, seeing it as an independent, seeing it as nothing is in our way, and going for it. Take on the attributes and perspectives of the success of this. Lodge counsel. Trust your guides working for you. Trust your ancestors working for you. Trust your angels, power animals, whatever sort of energy, universal, or whatever is working for you. Trust that they want you to sit and meditate in the energy that they are raining down on you to embrace and embody and accumulate and retrieve all of these soul fragments that represent the path moving forward for you. You're brilliant. You're gonna do so many tremendous things through this, and I hope you really, really know that. I know you know that deep at heart. Let that awaken. Let that drive you forward. Let that break you out of the cycles that tell you you can't. Leo, I love you. I hope for all the best, and congratulations on this. Really. Happy full moon. Hello Sagittarius, welcome to your reading. Today we are doing an astrological placement reading for the full moon in Scorpio. This is the flower moon, and amidst the Mercury Retrograde, we are getting into the energy of what you are releasing, what is kind of being rearranged and reiterated. That way you can truly step into your revival. That way you can truly step into surrendering anything outside of your control, so you can embrace your manifestive path moving forward and truly blossom into the flower that you are. This is all about illuminating the depths of your individuality, the depths of your authenticity, and the beauty that lies behind that. Before we get into the reading, I do want to say that with your reading, kind of getting some energy already, we have the bottom of the decks pulled 111. We have your stack of cards here. This is all going to resemble the things within your path that might be preventing you from moving forward, any sort of distraction. We're going to shine light upon those things, so that way you can truly embrace the depths of the beauty of who you are, the path moving forward for you, and trust that whatever you are moving towards, whatever adventures, endeavors, creative pursuits that you are moving with, are valid for you, are worth it for you, and deserve your attention a little bit more. And that's in a very good light. This is a very beautiful reading. And I hope that it either confirms some things for you or helps you, you know, realign back to yourself, realign back to who you are, what your intentions are, and what you want to pursue. We're going to start by reading a random page from The Return of Collective Intelligence by Dyer. This is all necessary to help you understand how things happen collectively, but this is also a more curated explanation from a random page to introduce your reading and help you understand that you're not alone, that you are amongst a community that holds a lot of the same type of navigation and character traits as you, and is also, you know, all of you guys as one are leaning on your own and each other's energy to really push through to the next stages of this endeavor, this journey, this next chapter for you. I think you're ready to evolve into a next step, and you've done a lot of work to get there. There might just be a lot of chaos happening in life that's preventing you. So this is for the lot of you, Sagittarius. So yeah, let's start with a random page pull. Okay, 166, page 166. This is very interesting, okay? This is a great book. If you're interested in learning about the collectivity of things, or collective consciousness, collective intelligence, how we work and maneuver together as a community, this would be a great book for you. But it says, the descent into collective stupidity. And I love the way that they define collective stupidity, because I would rather rephrase that a little bit, but it's the idea of the collective unconscious, the parts of the collective that remain dormant, that, you know, are holding back from truly aspiring and awakening to the collectivity of things within this world, what may be happening, etc. So, the descent into collective stupidity, traveling on a road to nowhere. I don't know, this is interesting. I'm interested on how this is going to correlate to your reading for you. Only human beings have come to a point where they no longer know why they exist. They don't use their brains, and they have often forgotten the secret knowledge of their bodies, their senses, or their dreams. They don't use the knowledge the Spirit has put into every one of them. They are not even aware of this, and so they stumble along blindly on the road to nowhere, a paved highway which they themselves bulldoze and make smooth, so that way they can get so that they can get faster to the big empty hole which they find at the end, waiting to swallow them up. It is it is a comfortable superhighway, but I know where it leads to. I've seen it. I've been there in my vision, and it makes me shudder to think about. Lame Deer. That's a quote from Lame Deer. True story. 2 Native American spiritual leaders from the United States, one internationally famous, paid separate visits to Costa Rica for a few years ago. Each brought drums, feathers, and messages of peace, love, and unity. But to their host's surprise, it turned out that both were terrified of snakes, insects, and other inhabitants of the tropical wilderness. The first visitor opted to sleep on the bus rather than expose herself to the possible creepy crawlers in the humble accommodations prepared for her in the native village. The second, though housed in a luxury lodge, was so worried about the wildlife that she slept with the windows tightly closed, lights on, and towels stuffed under the door. You can't blame them for failing to walk their talk. Raised in modern U.S. society, they, like most of us in the developed world, are suffering from Maya, the cultural trance of fear and separation, which is so powerful that it overrides their own ancestral wisdom. Like so many of us, they are victims of collective stupidity. So this is the idea of maybe the domestication of humans, right? I'm very interested in how this correlates to your reading. And now that I'm seeing the bottom of the decks, we have Gaia, Earth connection, be mindful of the planet, come back to Earth and stay grounded. We have Hosmed, Angel of Annihilation in reverse, the unmaker of the false maker, right? Unmaker of what's been falsely made. We have Knight of Cups in the reverse, and we have Bird's Freedom in reverse. You might just be coming to a point of your awakening. If this truly correlates to your reading, you might be coming to a part of your awakening where you're realizing the divide of how this world has been made falsely in order to program us and sensitize us into a collective stupidity standpoint, into a collective unconscious. You may be coming to a point where you're really acknowledging what has been made under false structure in order to soften us as humans, to contain us as humans, to domesticate us as humans. And you might have this like internal newfound drive that is really propelling you forward with the idea that something has to be done behind this, that this has to change, that we have to refine our wings and learn how to fly, or readapt to the earth, that which sustains us, that which we come from, reconnect with the natural world that really represents individuality, represents humanity, that represents natural law, co-creation. And I think that this is partly what that is connected to. I didn't expect this for this reading actually at all. And it kind of takes a whole new depth to the idea of what this all means. I hope this resonates for you, Sagittarius. Okay, so we're gonna go into your pile and we are going to, I'm just gonna read this as it comes. If this resonates, then that is brilliant. If it doesn't, then I apologize. I hope you can find maybe another reader who will give you a more solid message for you. But this is specifically for someone or some people. This is very specific for some Sagittariuses out there who are awakening to a new level of what collective consciousness is and what being co-creative with the earth means. So the first card we have from the Ascended Mastery deck, we have, this is definitely what it's about, Lady Venus. Downloads and understanding. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. Lady Venus. Mahavatar Babaji, soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. Sorry, the table is so squeaky. Okay, so we have hope, love, and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. It's a very important part of that. Choose loving thoughts. This was in reverse, so I see it as a maybe subconscious thing that may be a little turbulent to truly grasp or obtain 1111. But hope is very important through this. While you are transitioning through the awakening of what is happening to this world, it gets very anxious, it gets very turbulent. It's important to ground yourself when doing this work, because of course you're probably going to be exploring through studies of how this world was actually created, or how, you know, this man-made world has become structured, and all of the things behind it that we have been lied to, you know, as humans, or all the different pieces that represent so much trauma, fallacy, lie within this world that needs to be deconstructed. And you're finding a deep-rooted passion inside of your heart that resembles why it's so important that we as a collective do so. It is very important to stay grounded through this. I think you're doing your absolute best too, though. You're doing it flawlessly. You might be questioning reality a little bit, but that comes with it. All of the work that you're doing behind this is valid, and it is so significantly important that you're connecting with this. I didn't expect to be going into this energy, and so if this isn't your reading, I do apologize, but this will resonate with someone. So I offer this space to the individual or individuals who resonate with this. Angelarium deck. We have Left Eye Knowledge, Binah. This was in reverse, and it has meanings in both ways. The only reason I saw it in reverse is you unlearning things. As Left Eye Knowledge, left eye is the learning, obtaining information so that way we can emit and create things out of our wisdom. And so if we're learning through our left eye, I see that as you're deprogramming. You're choosing to now go through the process of deprogramming your mind, deprogramming your beliefs, and deprogramming maybe the habits that represent the conformity of this modern world, right? Doing a lot of unlearning. In the upright, you're learning a lot. You are learning so much about the earth. You're learning so much about what has been lied about. You're learning so much about maybe possibly different ways of how we can reinstate collective consciousness and reinstate the health of ourselves and the world around us. Next card we have is Sushlof, Angel of Verdancy. This card is all about manifestation, the earth, being in co-creation with spirit so that way things can maneuver and navigate and unfold naturally how they need to. Ramiel, Angel of Visions. You're really starting to see this stuff. And Hod, left leg submission. Okay, this is really beautiful. In tarot, let's get into tarot. The first card we have is the Nine of Pentacles. The second card we have is the Tower. Beautiful. Third card we have is the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Four of Swords in the reverse. Sorry if that's blurry. Fourth card, Six of Wands. Fifth card, Justice. Justice card. And the sixth card, the Knight of Pentacles. Sorry, the King of Pentacles in the reverse. This false leader, this false foundationalized rich man. Okay, I'm just gonna sit with that for a sec. In the Shamanic Medicine Oracle deck, this is a very ancient, ancestral, earth energy deck. The first card we have, Sacred Site Purpose. Shapeshifter Perspective. And Staff Foundations. Okay, so being that this is a full moon reading for the flower moon, the full moon in Scorpio, this is all about releasing. Okay, this full moon is, especially with the Mercury Retrograde happening right now, this is a very productive time to be intentional, to revise our intention, to really structure what we want to manifest and what we intend to see within our lives, our future. Especially in 2023, this is a very significant year for retrogrades and transits and all kinds of astrological, planetary, solar energy, portal windows. Okay, we have had very strong portal windows back in 2022. This year it's going to be extreme, especially because it's building up for 2024, and this is when, of course, it is election year, right? And so energetically, the planet is preparing us for the navigation of that. And the evolution of the planet is evolving, especially in vibration. And with that comes the vibrational evolution of humanity as well, because humanity is a creation of the earth. You might be discovering some things based off of how humans are actually like here, right? And have become what they are here. But they are still of natural law, and they are still connected to the earth energy. And you know this. But what I'm getting to is the idea of how significant we are meant to be as gardeners, you know, the garden keepers of this earth, of this plane, and how we're the gatekeepers. We take care of this land, and that's why we're here to begin with. With this maneuvering and all of this manifesting, releasing, all of this energy that's coming into play for you within this time, it's very important to honestly try to do your best to anchor yourself in the light, but almost allow yourself to use the tether, the wire, to go down the hole. And I know there might be a lot of people and this is going to combat a lot of things possibly for you. There's going to be possibly a lot of people who are going to be like, why are you going down that rabbit hole? You know? Because there's answers there. There's things there that represent truth, that illuminate truth, that we've been lied to. Those are things that have been buried intentionally by the false makers. I'm just going to read this as it comes, okay? Like, I know this isn't going to be normally connected to a lot of the general theme that's happening in the other readings, but this is very significant. You're passionate about this. It got you. I'm so grateful that it did, because we need to wake up to this stuff. But with this time, what the work that you do through this time, especially intentionalizing, working with the solar energy, with the lunar energy, with the planetary energy, and connecting all of those things to the earth. And doing all of that is going to assist manifestation for the entire collective. It's going to really, truly, deeply assist the forward movement of all of this. You might have to break some ties in the process. You might have to really walk like a lone path for a little while until you really come to terms within self that you have to find people who resonate with this as well. So that way you don't, live in this split reality of seeing this 22:22 on the clock. This split reality of this stuff being legit and then this stuff being seen as a lie. You have to kind of find your balance between the two for a while, but then there's going to be a time where you really have to choose between the two, which is important. And I think you're very dedicated and passionate. That's all up to you though, But a big part of this is awakening you to truly understand why as a humanity we have to move forward, why as a humanity we have to clean up our mess. Things have to be deconstructed in order to be rebuilt. And I think that you really do believe that possibly when things crash, that there is importance behind, making sure that there's a safe space for people to land when it does. I feel like there's an energy connected with you through Gaia, through this feminine nature, through this almost like motherly archetype that represents a lot of groundedness for the world around you. With everything happening, there's a lot of energy here. There's so many different things, so I might sound very abstract, and it's because I'm trying to pinpoint on each little thing as they come, right? I want to talk to you. So let's just go into the cards, explain them. We've already kind of spoken on a lot of it, but so Lady Venus downloads an understanding. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights coming from heaven and the astral realm. Mahavatar Babaji, soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You're understanding the connection between all things. Hope, love, and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. I really see this as a biological evolution that is now triggering your awakening into the collective world. And this happens to everyone when they go through their Kundalini activation. This happens to everyone as they go through the process of deprogramming and reawakening, when they are coming into finding their soul again. You're really reawakening your soul. But with soul expansion, understand and truly allow yourself to fathom the idea that you are very psychic. You are receiving downloads with this Lady Venus. You are intuitively receiving this information. You might be speaking to Gaia a lot through, I'm almost getting like a clairsentience, so this like clear just inner feeling and knowing. You're really receiving information from the natural world, from the elements, from the entire body of it, Gaia, and your soul is beginning to expand into the purpose that it represents. You know the connections between how all things work, and you're starting to link and connect the dots through all of, whether it be conspiracy or the beauty of this world, why the beauty was destroyed, and why this false hellscape nature was created on top of it. You're going deeper and you're understanding those connections. With the hope, love, and acceptance, I saw that with the love is yours, recognize your divine worth. The recognizing your divine worth is very significant in it, because your divine worth holds your purpose behind this. There is a reason why you as an individual are coming on to this information. Not everyone, I know I kind of said that, so that's a little condescending, okay? Everyone has a significant role within this game. And when you go through awakening, there are a lot of people who are meant to be the eyes, the seers, the learners, the people to accumulate the true information of the lies within this world. There are a lot of people who will go through the path of that to be the way showers of how it needs to be deconstructed and how it needs to be rebuilt. There's a purpose within that realm, and recognize your divine worth behind that. I also saw the choose loving thoughts part as make sure you're careful with deconstructing so much that you start breaking down humanity with it. Because yes, there is an enemy, but it doesn't represent the entirety of humanity, right? And so the people who have only learned through this experience, they have to figure out the deconstruction as well. It's important that you understand that as well, that they're only the puppets, they're not the master. And so separating any sort of anger that develops through this process, because it does come with developing a lot of like deep, dark, feminine anger, rage, disgust. Like, it's important to reconnect yourself back with the love of the planet, back to the love of collective intelligence, back to the love of collective consciousness, community, healing, family, soul family, and what it is to be a garden keeper for this natural world. Remember, tether yourself to that light and that love while doing this work, because that's going to bring you a lot of hope. And that's almost one of the keys that sometimes people fall off into the deep end and snap their tether because they get so traumatized with all of the lies that it gets terrifying and they lose all hope. I think you're relatively hopeful through this, but I think with the hope in reverse, that was just a warning sign from your guides to make sure you remain grounded and tethered to love. Going back into the cards, we have Banal, Left Eye Knowledge, Sushloth, Angel of Verdancy, Remiel, Angel of Visions, and Left Leg Submission. So Banal, Angel of Knowledge, it was in reverse, right? So unlearning, deprogramming yourself from things that you have learned under the false nature of this world, right? What has become of it to this point, and what lies underneath that is still somehow living. Even if it's dormant, it's still living, and you're really digging past all of the fallacies and shedding and clearing the way, so that way you can truly stand in a space of understanding and representation of the real world, of the natural world, unlearning and relearning new traits that represent this natural law. Sushloth, Angel of Verdancy, I saw that as you're unlearning manifestive patterns that represent possibly capitalism, but you are also choosing to now manifest in a different way that really aligns with nature. With Remiel, Angel of Visions, I see that as you're truly allowing yourself to see things clearly now. You're diving in. Again, you're going down that rabbit hole. You're allowing yourself to really align to the knowledge and seeking of this information that represents false power in this world. Hod, Left Leg Submission. I think you're submitting yourself to the path of this discovery. You're being asked by your guides to submit yourself to the path of this discovery. Submit yourself to truth. Submit yourself to the earth. Submit yourself to the knowledge and wisdom that lays within it. An amazing part of that journey is because of how much your heart cares to discover the truth, you also get to accumulate a lot of the magic that comes with it. A lot of the energy that comes with it. The ancients, you're going to be greeted with a lot of the ancient ancestral councils with the angelic realm, with galactics. I'm sorry if that's weird, okay? But the galactic councils and the energy, the co-creative nature, you're being granted access through the gates to do that because you're doing and taking the path less traveled, which is looked up to in high regard in spirit. This is something very significant and important, and as the spiritual world is so consensual when it comes to channeling, delivering messages with spiritual guidance, you know, like etheric beings communicating, they need our permission and all of that stuff. And so they're asking you to submit yourself to the doors of that connection with them, so that way they can really help you through this process with grounding and also with manifesting, but also with this, it comes a lot of purging of lifestyle, okay? So they want to make sure that you remain grounded through the process of that, because it can come with an upheaval, shifting movement of your life and lifestyle, right? Nine of Pentacles in Tarot. We have Nine of Pentacles in the Tower. So Nine of Pentacles is all about allowing yourself to rest while the universe works in your favor. Through your prayer, through your manifestation, that's granting access and permission to the universe to move and do the things. And they can't intervene unless we ask. So doing breath work, doing prayer work, doing manifestive work, connecting with Mother Earth and seeing what she needs, and giving her empathic emotion and wishes is going to help things shift. Everything's kind of just a weird game like that, and that's just how this world was structured. There's a lot of depth behind that. If you'd like to talk, let's chat. But the Nine of Pentacles represents dreaming, manifesting. You might be having dreams where things are changing within this world, allowing yourself to like rest and recuperate, to hibernate. You might have this like wish to do so because of, you might have such a distaste with the way that this world is now that you kind of just want to like hibernate from the world. You don't want to see it anymore, maybe. Partly. But you want to see the natural world. You want to see the beauty of the world thrive. And so that's what this is manifesting, praying, hoping, establishing connection with your guides in order to allow them to maneuver. The Tower. Vultures. Okay. The tower is falling. The false built tower is falling. There's no lie about that now, okay? You're also going through a lot of tower moments, possibly, because of this deprogramming, because of this unlearning process you're going through. The beautiful thing about this is not only are you helping manifest this fallen tower, because on it, this reading is for you, but it's also about the work you're doing for the collective. This is a different reading. This is like a divine intervention reading. This is sort of on the subject of what I was intending to do for this full moon reading, but this is kind of different. This is like a divine intervention reading, something you're meant to hear. And so with the Nine of Pentacles in the Tower, I really see that as like as it's a 9 of Pentacles, 9 being a completion number. This number represents completion or mastery, an ending towards something. Pentacles representing financial or the material world, if you're following. This tower is falling around that. You're manifesting that. You're seeing where the tower needs to fall. It's coming. Geez, it's been a long road, but it's coming. Trust that. Hold hope. Manifest. Connect. Ground. Speak. Co-create. And allow those things to happen. But it's coming. 4 of Swords. This is literally like a straight up message. It sounds like, I'm just going to deliver it, but it sounds like you asked for clarity upon something, and this message is meant to give you the clarity you're looking for. 4 of Swords in reverse. This card represents sleeping with the sword, sleeping on guard, being kept up and awake at night, in retreat mode, in hopes to be protected and defended against something. It's almost like you feel this need to protect yourself, defend yourself, but I also see this as like, this is how you see the world, you know? Like, we all need to be in sanctuary, be in retreat mode, and reserve ourselves and our minds and everything about us from the system. And you may feel the need to do so because of the work that you're doing through this learning process, right? And so with this being in reverse, I also saw that as the need to recognize the swords that are defending you, your spirit guides. Really allow yourself to adhere to the idea of them being there with you at all times. They are there to defend you. You need to grant them access to give you that protection. But I also see this as representing, once this tower falls, you won't need to do that anymore. You won't feel the need to do that anymore. Something might happen collectively, maybe within your life, but collectively, that is going to bring so much relief, so much clarity, and so much room to let the guard down. Trust me, I did a reading 2 nights ago about this. Well, I don't know when you'll see this, right? But it blew my mind because I've been following a series of events, of things or something that's going to happen. And I did my own reading to confirm it all, and I got so much more information, and it blew my mind. So we all as a collective need to just hold ground, hold steady. Big things are coming, and we just have to hold on until it does, right? But this tower moment's gonna happen that's going to relieve a lot of pressure and a lot of fear and anxiety, a lot of need to be defensive, and it's gonna feel victorious for you, for the rest of the collective. This victory is gonna come into play. I see this as someone in the collective that might be famous, right? Maybe someone speaking, like see the idea of someone like standing on the podium. Someone's going to announce something. Maybe you're seeing a lot of people announce things that unveil so much truth. But this is also a message of victory. That's what this card resembles. So I see this as, this could be you, you know, standing up and driving a message of victory over a situation like this. Being an activist. Are you an activist? You know, do you want to be into activism? Do you want to develop the strength behind your voice in order to drive a message of justice? Justice card. That very much could be what this is about as well. Okay, there's like so many stories linked to this, but they all link together. This message of victory, this message that deserves to be heard and celebrated, honored, this valuable message of justice, of something happening, justice being served. Now that the tower has fallen and the message has been delivered, justice is prevailing in balance, in duality, in unity, restoring the balance of you, the collective, the earth, nature, magic, the natural world, a lot of things. This is big, okay? Like, I know it might sound silly. I'm not exactly sure how far you are within this stuff, but it sounds like you're pretty damn far. And so I'm just going to deliver it the way that I feel I should, right? But the King of Pentacles in the reverse, this person is going to fall with this tower. This ill-intentioned, very foundationally, financially, and materially structured male. Masculine energy, doesn't have to be a male, but masculine energy, leader, fallen with the tower. And this message is going to prevail. Sacred site purpose. Shapeshifter perspective. And staff foundations. This is a message from your ancestors to heed the call to your purpose, heed the call to the sacredness of this earth, heed the call to maybe connecting with learning more about like sacred sites, right? Or the purpose of either a shaman, of an activist, of maybe even like law, like lawyer work or something like that, but also connecting with the earth energy. Even if it's using your third eye, your imagination with this downloads and understanding, if you have the ability to use your third eye, tap into your third eye and imagine yourself connecting with a sacred site, you know, a stone circle, a temple that is culturally tied to maybe an ancestral place of yours, you know, just something like that, connecting with the energy and the magic within a space like that. But recognize your divine purpose, recognize your divine worth, recognize and truly embrace the mission that is building up and being created inside of you, that you're coming into realization of. Shift your perspective. This really surrounds, I think, the idea of this hope in reverse. Shift your perspective around the outcome of all of this. Of trusting and knowing that there will be a rebuild after the fall. That's one of the hardest parts about the process, and that's where a lot of people get lost. But if you know that sooner than later, it's going to be much easier to go down this rabbit hole. Shift your perspective. I also see this as possibly like looking more into shamanism, shape-shifting. Maybe you're discovering a lot about like types of shapeshifters within this world. Not all races are bad shapeshifters, and not all of them are good. I'll just say that. You might have an ancestry that has a trend of being able to shapeshift and literally like morph themselves into animals. But connecting possibly with a crow. I see a crow in there, right? Allowing yourself to move, expand, take on personifications of different type of totem animal energies. Heed the perspective of power animals, the earth, Gaia. Integrate. Taking on those perspectives are going to help you integrate those lessons, teachings, and characteristic traits within you. And even if it's like people who you truly value in the public eye that are driving a message towards this change, what about them do you like the most, and what about them reminds you of yourself and your own intentions of why? Obviously, that's why you like them so much, is because they remind you truly of your own mission at heart. And so connecting yourself with those attributes and letting them integrate into you, so that way you can staff foundations, drive them out of you. Program those things into this staff, this leader's tool that you might have to walk the path alone on for a little bit, right? Over time, this staff is filled with spirit. This staff is filled with guidance. This staff is filled with endurance, and it's going to help you along the path, achieve the wisdom, learn the things, deprogram, reaccumulate the lost magic, reaccumulate the lost soul fragments that represent this purpose of yours, because this purpose might feel relatively like this is just you doing it in this modern age. No, this is something that your ancestors have carried for centuries and centuries. This movement to restore the balance of the natural world. They have been doing that since the beginning. Since the beginning, when this earth was infiltrated with ill intention to create livestock and farmers out of us for their own ulterior motives. And see the depth behind that. See how much humanity has fought for centuries. I'm sorry this was such an abstract reading. For releasing, I recommend trying to just keep consistent with releasing any sort of negative energy that you might accumulate through the process of learning through the rabbit hole, right? Keep cleansing yourself because it gets dirty. And manifesting the net under the fall. And connecting with the earth and staying grounded, so that way you can remain in hope, instead of this world falling apart with nothing to happen from it after. But you're doing so well, and I congratulate you for going down this road, this path, because this is not an easy one, and you truly believe that more can happen, and we're gonna get there. I don't know who you are, but if you feel like it, reach out to me. Thank you. I hope you have a great full moon. Stay connected with the Great Mother while doing so, celebrating through the full moon, through nature. She loves you, and you are her in a way. So have a great rest of your day.